Hello, I'm Kelly and welcome to my channel Animal Instinct. I'm back with another cross-stitching update and it's the 31st of January 2021 today. I've got little Reggie out and about today, so we'll see how this goes. You're going to be a good boy. He's 51 weeks old today, so he'll be 1 year in a week's time. So off you go. I'm sure he'll come back for another appearance. Firstly, I'd just like to thank everyone for the kind words after my last video, and I'm really excited that people are interested in joining me for my birthday celebrations. So if you didn't watch the last video, I'm going to be hosting a birthday stitch along in the month of February on Instagram. My birthday's on the 12th, but feel free to join in anytime during Feb. I'm personally going to be starting a number of projects. It's basically turned into a little mania. So yeah, use the hashtag only40once_sal and join me by having a new start or just stitching on anything with an animal and use that hashtag, and it's going to be really fun. Some people are already using the hashtag, which is great. I need to get into gear. I have decided I'm going to put my possible starts into the Tiny Decisions app, and I'll let that spin and choose what I'm going to work on each day, and I might try and do a vlog like I did last year for Mania, where I worked on a WIP every day and spun the wheel to work out what I'd be working on. So that should be fun. So let's get into it. What else? Oh, just before I get into stitching, we had a bit of an eventful day here last week, actually, yeah, exactly a week ago. There was a big bushfire not too far from here, and I don't think I'd ever need to evacuate, but it was pretty close. I think it was less than 5 kilometers away, and the smoke outside was incredible. There were some homes lost, but they also actively saved a lot of homes as well, which is fantastic. But just goes to show fire season is definitely here and summer is not done yet. But thankfully we're all okay. The house was full of smoke, but I can't smell it anymore. I don't know if that's because I'm used to it or it has dissipated, I'm not sure. But yeah, we are all safe. I did have the cat cages ready to go. I always do this time of year. They're always easy to grab just in case, because I have had to evacuate before. But stitching wise, so I've been quite busy in the last couple of weeks. I've got a few sort of finishes. The first one is my Joyful World January block. I'm going to put all the info in the box below today to try and save me some editing time. So this is Joyful World January by the Snowflower Diaries, available on their blog. And stitched on 18 count vintage country mocha. Some cat action behind. This one, now the fox has some individualizations. He's a bit special. I had a couple of issues where I miscounted, but he's fine, no problem at all. And there are a lot of eyelets down here. They are quite hard to do on Ada because you're having to split the threads, but anyway, that one's all done. So now I've done 5 out of 12 of those. Oh my god. It's going to be interesting. And then I've had 2 stitch along finishes, just the first installment of a couple of stitch alongs. I've got new glasses and I think I need to get them tightened. They're slipping down a bit, so if I'm constantly, that is why. The first one is the Lindy Stitches Funky Menagerie. And now Reggie's doing laps of the house, being as loud as he possibly can. Welcome to my house. So the first of 4 installments is done. These are fantastic. It's so fun and cute. It's on 32 count even weave. It's an opalescent even weave from Sew It All Australia. and it's a combination of real animals and imagined animals, I guess. I'm just trying to remind myself what they are. So this is a pink-breasted robin, endemic to southeastern Australia. I didn't even know they existed. Oh, and I can't remember the name. I'll put the name up below. This is the coolest little spider with a colourful head. So the next one comes out, well, it's the 1st of February. I'm not sure, that might be the 2nd here. But looking forward to continuing to work on that one. And the next stitch along installment that I finished was the Cross Stitch Studios Mystery Stitch Along. It's a full coverage piece, 16 pages, 1 page released each month for 16 months. And all we know is that it is wildlife themed. I'm stitching it on 28 count, easy count, and I'm using this one, I'm doing this one with 2 strands of thread, using 10 stitches, half stitches. And the first page is complete. So it kind of looks like scrambled eggs back here. And then this is part of the animal. Now someone suggested it might be a sloth. I think that could potentially work. There's so many things that still could be. Now we're not getting the next page this month. I think maybe that was going to be too easy to work out what it was. We're getting page 5, which is down here. There is a lot of confetti in this piece. Really, really heavily confetti. I think if I knew that, I probably wouldn't have done the tent stitching because it made it really thick on the back. But that's okay, I'm okay with it. But I ended up using waste threads, so rather than finishing threads off, I just brought them down here and I'll stitch over them when I do get into this page. So once I've done stitching in here, I can snip all these off. But I don't really like that. Personally, I don't really like doing it that way. But I wasn't really sure how else to manage it with so much confetti. So next one is coming out also 1st of Feb, so I'm not sure if that'll be 1st or 2nd for us. And that was about just over 6,000 tent stitches on that one, so quite a lot of work. I didn't really realise I would be able to finish that that piece in a month, or that page in a month, but I committed to working on it for 30 minutes a day every day, and I actually got it done by the 25th, I think it was. So I kind of liked that, and I don't think I'll be able to keep that up, but who knows. The next couple are my WIP Go pieces for January. So there would be 2 pieces called each month, and I've set a personal goal of working on each piece for 21 hours. And I did manage to complete that for both of them this month, which is great. So the first one, I've already showed this last time because I think I'd already finished my 21 hours. But I'll just show it again. May as well just end of January sort of summary. Mugshot of a cat felon, artwork by Tanya Bond. It's a Gecko Rouge kit. And I'll pop a photo in of where I was at the start of the month. And this is where we are. So I'm just over 1/4 of the way done on this piece. And love how it's coming along. So that was my first WIP Go piece. My second WIP Go piece I did finish in the last fortnight, and that was Hands Across the Sea, the old Scot. I'll pop a photo on of where I was at the start of the month, I guess. And 21 hours later, this is where I'm up to. This one's always hard to show because it's on a 40 count platinum linen and it's really see-through. Stitched with the Cold 4 silks. So really happy I've completed the whole thistle border, which was actually my year-long goal, done in January. And I also completed that single cross-stitch border around the edge of the red. And then I still had time once I had completed the border. So I came up and started to work in here. So there is another border four-sided stitch. I'd already done that, and I'm just going to do that as I go. I had completed the stitching in the A, and I just started the B. So I finished off the B, started the C, then took a look at the pattern, realized that it's a very fancy alphabet with a lot of backstitch. So I'm just going to backstitch as I go. I'm really happy with how much I got done. With the bottom, I mentioned last time I had miscounted. In the actual, oh my gosh, this is hard. Oh God, and there's a cat now. Go away, shoot. This one is a little bit crowded, but in the pattern it's crowded too. So mine is just crowded in a slightly different way, but it's fine. It mimics the pattern. And then, yeah, there's that kind of, the corner is weird, but that's how it is in the pattern too. So I'm thrilled with how much work I've gotten done on that. It's fun. It's very different to all my other pieces. And when I get it out, I really like working on it. So. Okay. Next up is temperature typography. And a cat's tail. So this is Temperature Typography by Sarah, the Stitching Mummy on Etsy. And I'm doing it on 25 count pewter Lugana. Yep. 1/1. No, you can't eat that. 1/1 full crosses. And look at my January. It's a little bit out there. We've had a interesting weather this month. So each colour is a different day's maximum temperature. And you can see it goes from the greens, which are like the low 20s in Celsius, through to that red. There's a couple of reds there, which was up sort of around the 43 Celsius. Actually, that was the day of the fire. And that's coming along really nicely. It's really interesting. It'll be fun to watch it change as well as the seasons change. Okay, next we have more full coverage pieces. Just two more. So the other challenge, as well as WIP Go, that I've worked on, there's two for full coverage Fanatics. Firstly is the bookshelf challenge, and they list 3 books each month, and basically they times the page numbers by 10, and then you try and stitch that many stitches on a piece that month to like meet that challenge. I set myself the goal of just doing the lower stitch count book, which was Pride and Prejudice. I had to stitch 1880 stitches, and I did that with Mugshot. So I did that no problem. And then I was stitching along at the same time. I was stitching along with the Mystery Sow, and I realized I'd also completed the next one, which was Great Gatsby, which is about 2,500 full crosses. So I did 6,010 stitches on that one. So I actually finished that one. And then I also have been working on my big Firefly piece, which I'll show in a sec. And I actually completed the third one too, Little Women. That needed to be, I think it was around about 4,500 stitches, which is how many I did. So as well as the bookshelf challenge, I also participated in their bingo. I'll pop the box up here, the bingo card. So every square on the card had a prompt, and you had to stitch 1,000 full crosses to meet that prompt. And as you can see, I managed 2 bingos. So all of those boxes represent 1,000 crosses or 2,000 tent stitches. The one for wolves or dogs I didn't actually have, but I needed to complete that line, so I stitched 2,000 full crosses. And just I won't go through which ones were which, but I used a combination of the pieces I've already shown, and then two more. So one was AnnaStitchDesign Sunny Beach, because I needed one for a summer scene. I thought Sunny Beach is perfect. Needs no explanation. So I'm stitching this on 16 count easy count. Using 2 strands because there's a lot of blends in it, and I have managed just over 1,000 stitches in that one, mainly in the sky. So that was fun to just pull out and just smash out 1,000 stitches. It came together pretty quickly. I think I did it in one sort of weekend day. And then the other one is a Firefly, artwork by Jenny Parks, a Gecko Rouge kit. I'll just put where I was at the start of the month. And this is where we are now. I don't want to take him completely out of the Q-snap because it's hard. Sorry, there's a cat being a pest. Yeah, isn't he looking great? So I'm working on that jacket now, bringing the jacket down. And I managed 4,500 stitches this month, which takes me to a grand total of 4% done. This is 25 count 1/1 full crosses. Some of the background I'm going to do in tent stitches, 2/1, all of that is tent, and you cannot tell at all. And it was much quicker. So some of the background, not all of the background, it can be a little bit tricky in some parts, but certain defined areas I'm just doing tent stitch. But I'm not going to be coming back to that for a while. I am working on his jacket, so I'm coming down. I showed the bag that Taryn made me last time, this one, and it's made a world of difference in my stitching. Just found a spare needle on the table. Not good when there's a cat here too. Because it's so easy to pull out. I don't know, it's just really easy just to grab and work on. Everything's there, ready to go. So I just love this bag. I've just got it next to my stitching spot, and it's so easy to work on, pull out and work on. Okay, so that's all of my stitching from the last 2 weeks. The next 2 WIP Go pieces have been called for February, and I'll just show you what I'm going to be working on. First one is my cricket scene by the John Clayton collection. This is a restitch from one that was started many, many, many years ago, like decades ago. It's on 32 count antique white linen. And that's where it is, so we'll see how we go. 21 hours on that. And the other one is Anzac by Long Dog Samplers. This is where we're at. This is 28 count Lugana, I think, that I coffee and tea dyed. It was pink and I did not like it. and it's stitched on with Silks for You PR, I think it's 124. So that's where we're up to. So it'll be great. That one stitches up really quickly, so 21 hours I should make really decent progress. Okay, I have a little bit of haul. I actually had some fabric come in that is funny because ordered. So there's three orders, right? So one I ordered in May 2020, yes, 9 months ago. The second one I ordered in, I think it was October last year. And the third one I ordered like a week ago. So let's show you what I have. First is the order that I made in May 2020. Hang on a second. We're just going to put this little fellow down. Good boy. I'm sure he'll be back. I ordered it so long ago that I've fallen out of love with the fabric and the projects I had earmarked for them. I'm not even going to mention what I had in mind. 9 months is just too long. And in actual fact, I gave this company a second chance because my last order in 2019 also took 9 months to get to me. So yeah, this is Colour Cascades and it's beautiful fabric. This is 36 count linen in Kingmaker. Like, it's beautiful. But it's just going to go away for a bit until I'm not so annoyed about the whole situation and I find the perfect piece for it. And this is 32 count linen, Belfast linen in Silver Springs, which is also really lovely. Oh, it's just a grey, like a lightly mottled grey. Neutral sort of, but yeah, 9 months, it's too long. And now, as I'm finding, there are some fantastic Australian dyers who don't take 9 months to send you your fabric. So that was Colour Cascade Fabrics. Just beware of the lengthy time. It's not really communicated on their website. I think it says it might say up to 12 weeks maybe, but there's a big difference between 3 months and 9 months. The next piece I got on the exact same day as that turned up was some colour and cotton that I ordered in October. And they were very upfront about the expected length of time it would take. So, you know, it's a long time, but you know, they let us know that it was going to take that long. So I knew when I ordered that I'd be waiting for a while. And I don't have the pieces out. These are all sort of earmarked for patterns, for projects, but I don't have them out, so I'll just show you what they are. So I got 40 count Swiss coffee, which is really pretty. So yeah, these ones come from America. The last ones are Australian. This one is 32 count pearwood. I think this is my favorite. Look at that color. I love it. I haven't really seen any fabric that color before. And then this one is 32 count boardwalk. So also very versatile fabric that yeah, could suit lots of different projects. And then I actually got this, I think I got this before I got those other two. Amanda from Pennington Terrace told me about an Australian dyer, it's Nicola, number 12 Stitch Co. She's also on Instagram at handmade at number 12, and you can buy her fabrics on Etsy. So I guess the difference between this one and the others is that, you know, I selected what I wanted and then they had to dye it. This one, you know, I just saw what was available on her Etsy and I ordered it, so it was ready to go. I imagine she probably would do custom orders if you so required, like if you required a particular colour in a particular fabric. She's lovely to deal with. You can just get in touch with her through Etsy. But came in this nice little package. Oh no, there was a really cute needle minder with it, which is already on another project, so I don't have it here. Anyway, the reason that I ordered this was I really wanted fabric for this one. This one, Scarlet House, A Perfect World, which is the companion piece to Seeking Refuge that I finished at the end of last year. And I just didn't have anything that would work. In actual fact, the colour cotton probably would work, but I didn't know when that was coming. So I saw this on her Etsy. It's Salted Caramel, 40 count. That's what I stitched. I stitched Seeking Refuge on 40 count, so I wanted to do it the same size. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. And she puts a nice little Aussie themed tag on there with the info. Yeah, Salted Caramel. So that's perfect. And I've measured it. It's going to fit nicely. So birthday start. And then like I couldn't just get one. So I got a couple more. This one is Frost, 32 count. Again, cute little Aussie themed tag with the details on the back. And it's gorgeous too. Yes, yes, look at that. And she dyes all different counts. Yeah, she's fantastic. Highly, highly recommend her. And then this one, which I just love, Autumn Crackle. This is 40 count. Check this out. I just love that. And I've got an idea of potentially what could go on it, but I'm not sure just yet. But I love all three pieces I got from her. She was fantastic to deal with. It shipped really quickly. Couldn't say enough good things. There's a little tag. So it's really nice to know that there are more and more Aussie dyers out there available to us. We can order from the States, but it takes a long time and it's expensive too. So I'd prefer to support Australian small businesses if I can. The other one that I love is JaysXStitch, and I've shown her fabrics many times, and I do have a birthday start coming up that I'll be stitching on her fabric. Actually, I think I've got two. So I'll share those with you when I start them. But yeah, Nicola at number 12 Stitch Co on Etsy. Sorry, Nicola. Fantastic. I love that fabric. It was really fun to get. One last bit of haul. This is Lauren from Flossability's Fault. I have been watching her videos and she is amazing. She is so disciplined, unlike me, total opposite. And she's got 3 full coverage pieces on the go at the moment. That's all she's working on. And she's really, really working towards finishing those before she works on other things. Incredible. But the 3 pieces she's working on are artwork by Chris Dunn. And you can get the patterns through Paine Free Crafts, painefreecrafts.com. And they're animal themed, so of course I'm gonna like them. But the first time I saw this one, I just thought, oh, there's something about that, it just speaks to me. And then I watched her next video and she'd made more progress, and then eventually couldn't help myself. So I bought a wise old owl. I just love it. There's just something about it. I don't know what it is, but it's fantastic. I'm going to do that on 25 count Lugana, the easy count. And I think that might go into my birthday starts list. Yeah, there's a few. It's crazy. I do have one piece that I think I'm going to start before my birthday. And I just thought I'm just being silly now, but Reggie turns 1 on the 8th of Feb. Just chilling up there. And I have this beautiful, I don't think I've shown it before, lion kit from Lanarte. This is another one I should have practiced pronouncing. Lanarte or Lanarte. I just love that. That is incredible. The detail is amazing. It's called the King of Animals. I might start this on the 8th just for fun. Why not? So it's a full kit. I wasn't entirely sure what fabric was going to come. I thought it might have been an even weave, but it's 14 count Aida. I don't really want it that big, so I'm going to see if I've got any 25 count Lugana that would fit it in my stash. If I do, I will start it. If I don't, I'll just hold off. But he's so cool. So there's two, I checked the pattern, there's 2 symbols that are blends, so I need 2 strands. However, there's not many stitches in those colours. One is like along the rim of his nose, and another is a colour, one of these sort of sandy colours in his face, but there's not many stitches. So for those, I'm just going to do 10 stitches so I can use the 2 strands. And you won't notice, like on my Firefly piece, you won't be able to tell when they're all like mixed in amongst it. But yeah, that's that one. Okay, I think that's everything. I spent, we had a public holiday here on Tuesday, and I spent a bit of time preparing for my birthday start. So I've got a little basket of goodies. So I just made sure the fabric, the edges were serged or just stitched because I don't have a serger. I worked out where I wanted to start. I even put just a couple of stitches in. So literally all I need to do is put it on a frame and start stitching on the day that I work on it. So I'm just about ready to go. I haven't quite done it for all the ones I'd like to start. But yes, if you're interested, come join me. Only 40 once, Sal, and I'll be back for another just regular stitching update, I guess, hopefully in another fortnight or so. I hope you're all well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time. See ya.